On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we've got Stranger Things from Playmates toys. Or is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What happened? Why did things go upside down? Oh, well, there we go. Stranger Things are back on the okay, well, the turtles are back. Well, that's odd. Oh, there's Stranger Things. Okay, we can do that. Wait, the squirrels. Why are the squirrels upside down? Oh, okay, now the squirrels are right side up. That's better. And now it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And now Stranger Things. What's happening? Okay, well, we've got some double-packed Stranger Things turtle toys to look through today from Playmates Toys. They're gonna be some fun. Let's check them out.
Squirrel Stampede!
We'll start with new, but we'll certainly check out last year's. But this spring, Stranger Things Dustin and Stranger Things Lucas are teamed up with Michelangelo and Donatello, old school Eastman and Laird style. This is the second wave of this series, and features Dustin and Lucas from Season 4 of Stranger Things, which is pretty amazing we have yet to encounter on the table. I think I gotta go with Dustin and Mikey first, as I always like to check out Mikey's chucks, and I think Dustin is one of my favorite characters of the show. So we have double-packed figures flipped delightfully in these packages. Same thing going for the back of the box here. Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This will give you some backstory. Why are the turtles even here? The turtles have tracked TCRI's latest illegal experiments from New York City to Hawkins, Indiana, where it's trying to harness the power of the Upside Down. The half-shell heroes must team up with 11 and her friends to save and stop TCRI's next experiment before it succeeds. So is TCRI also responsible for all that ooze? Then again, the delightful work of this box. Flip around. We now have the Stranger Things cast up front. And of course, there's Hopper and 11, which were released earlier last year, so we can start building our team. It's such a delightful box though. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Stranger Things, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Stranger Things. One more time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Stranger Things. Too much fun, let's get these out. Oh, sorry, Dustin. He may not be used to the upside-down unpacking style at Squirrel Stampede. So here we have two very highly detailed figures from Playmates Toys. These are featured at a 6-inch scale, although I feel like Mikey is just a little taller than that. They're loaded with accessories. Dustin has his walkie-talkie and the slammer, his automatic hammer he built, plus a headphone set. And one of the funniest, we've got Eggo Waffle throwing stars for the turtles, plus a spray can for mischief. And Mikey's got his chucks once again with metal chains. Nicely done. And they're gonna swing for a while, aren't they? For quite the while. They just keep swinging. You'll notice any edit I cut if I don't stop talking. I'll just talk a little bit more so they stop swinging. And we're about good. So if you're unfamiliar with the Eastman and Laird style of turtles, they're pretty basic. All the colors will be the same. They will all be with red bandanas, brown leather padding. Maybe only the best difference to tell on these will be their face. They weigh the grimace, which direction that grimace goes, obviously what weapon they held. So they're gonna be pretty easy to mix up if you don't pay attention. Technically, they're supposed to be in black and white, right? Oh no, I shook the chucks again. Let's just get in closer with Dustin. Dustin has his Camp Nowhere cap on. He's got full articulation as in head rotation all the way 360. Probably something you would do in the upside down. Nice 80s shirt and vest going on. I've got a roast beef shirt, t-shirt in orange with a blue vest. Articulated shoulders, elbows, wrists, waist. Yeah, there's a waist right there above the shorts. Hips that rotate and move. And knees and ankles. So he's full of articulation and he's got a pretty good likeliness. I always kind of like the cartoonish style of Playmates. They do a good job. They seem to not overdo a sculpt. And from most angles, I can see the character pretty well who they're trying to develop. So they do good with these. And of course, this obscure scene hammer accessory just lightens the touch of the play. And then we got his headphones. I'm not sure if I can really get them on. I think, I just might actually be able to. Of course, it's kind of hard to find where his ears would be. Let's just wrap them around his neck. There we go. That's a little awkward, but I can work on that. Now back to Mikey. We had just recently looked at some Playmates turtles with the trench coat design. Now outside of the coat, these are full of articulation. I can't remember how much, like over 20 points for sure. Head rotation on these, shoulders that pin out and rotate at the arm, and then we've got double jointed elbows, which are awesome for those paddings on his elbow, and then rotation at the wrist. There is no rotation in the body on these. I think the previous ones did. And then hips with rotation at the thigh, double jointed knees, and some kicking ankles. So just a little bit less than what we had saw previously, but just plenty enough for turtle power. That's a great looking fun turtle. I don't have too many Eastman and Laird turtles, so it's kind of fun and interesting to see. So the other 2023 double pack features Lucas with Donatello. Again, both of these young adults now featured from season 4. There's going to be a little bit of an age difference between the first series of these and the second, you'll see in a minute, but it's not going to be too much of a worry. Lucas also coming with some headphones, a bag, binoculars, slingshot, Donatello, bow staff, and of course, Eggo Waffle throwing star. Let's get them out. And it's Lucas and Donnie out of pack for highly detailed articulated Stranger Things turtles. Wow, there is not much difference between the turtles right now except for their weapons, face grimace, and maybe bandana. Now I see Donnie's bandana pointing up. Don't think that's articulated, so if I can remember that, it would have been really helpful if the turtles had their weapons holders on their belts. For some reason they did not do that this time. They usually do. Usually there's a spot for a bow staff or some chucks, making it a little bit easier to identify which turtle is turtle. If they drop their weapons, I'm in trouble. And their greens are exactly the same. But that's Eastman and Laird for you. As for Lucas here, also 6-inch figure, fully articulated, probably the same points as Justin. I see shoulders, elbows, wrists, waist, hips, knees, and ankles. Without the vest that Dustin sports, Lucas may have a little more range with his articulation. Also with the same headphones. And again, really good character style detail with these figures. They never go too far from the source and feels just like the actor. I always enjoyed the Playmates Toys Star Trek line too. They've always done really well. They just had that great tone and look to their figures. And I don't see too many Stranger Things figures out there, and when I do, they're usually a little bit odd. And so far I feel like these guys are some of the best. With the articulated and the sculpting, they're pretty much just what I want in an action figure. You go too detailed and you go too tight with a figure, they feel breakable, and these feel very playable. The articulation is soft, easy to move, and they're balanced really well. I'm having no tippy problems. Love the 80s look with these guys, they're fun. Oh, and of course Lucas has a bag you can fit around his shoulders and a slingshot. Did I say that yet? So last year when the series started, we had Hopper and Raph. I believe it was mid last year when these first hit shelves, usually found at Target. I'm guessing the series kind of started more as a novelty, just like a special promotion, with Hopper and Raph mixed together, sold along with Eleven and Leonardo. It's interesting if they had planned to continue. Right now we still don't have really the full cast. We've got 4 great members, but we still have several other characters we'd love to see. So it'll be interesting if they continue this with maybe Splinter and April, or if they maybe just split off from each other and have their own Playmates Toys Stranger Things line. I'm not so sure what they're planning. Hopper though, also a really fun character. Always trying to get these kids out of trouble he is. Let's get him out, see what he looks like. And out of the box, somehow Hopper has just switched weapons with Raph. Must have lost one in the upside down. And again, we're continuing our crazy turtles. How are we going to tell these apart? Well, this version of Raph has his teeth exposed on this side, Donnie with no teeth, Mikey with both teeth, which I kind of thought that was Raph's in the original Turtles. I gotta relook these things. So that's about it. His bandana looks to be about the same as Mikey's. That's tricky, but if I can keep him holding the size, I think I'll be okay. As for Hopper, Hopper's looking pretty good. Love the Hawaiian shirt there. I should say more like an 80s deco crazy thing that the style was. Full of weapons this guy is. Right now he's got an axe, also a revolver, of course the spiked bat that Raph took, and he also comes with a headphone set. Everyone has a headphone set. Articulation like the other 2 figures, just a little heavier set because he's an adult, right? Look how big his waist is. There's a little bit of an exaggeration of proportions going on. Oh, it looks really good though. It looks pretty good. He looks really fit. Maybe a little more fit than he should look. But that's a fun figure. but it is a really nice look of him. Actor's face looks just about right. Feels like they put a little more paint on this guy's face too. A little bit of gray in the hair. There's a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow on his face. Feels like there's some detail in there. Lots of articulation. How does that belly rotate around the waist? Pretty good. So there is Hopper. Now we can keep these kids out of trouble for a little while. And the final flipped figure pack, we've got 11 and Leo, the leader of the Turtles, finally. This should be season 3, 11, I believe. The good thing is the kids seem to be aged just enough to match each other if there is a season switch. They're gonna stand well together and there's gonna be no issue. There would have been issues if it was season 1 and season 4, right? Season 3, 4, yeah, there were some growth spurts, but I think you can hide that in figure form a little bit better. So let's get these guys out. And out of pack 11 and Leo. That is, if you can tell if it's Leo this time, his teeth are exposed on this side. And his bandana, though, is flipping over to this way. So that'll be something, right? Done a little bit of differences here and there. There might be a few others that I just haven't noticed. Their shells all look the same. Their bodies really look the same. They're a fun bunch. As for 11, pretty good likeliness. Her softer face appearance there. Done up well with her hair. 80s style rocking well. And this time I placed her backpack on. I wanted to see how the figure held up with the pack and it worked really well. I believe she also comes with, of course, headphones, just like these. I think maybe a flashlight. And of course we have another Eggo Waffle throwing star. Articulated really well, just like the others. Maybe a little bit trickier with her hair, but no, we're doing good. We can rotate her head in many different ways. Shoulders, elbows, wrists are, yeah, there's some wrist rotation there, waist rotation, hips, thighs, knees, and a little bit of rotation on those ankles. So plenty to do lots of fun things. Let's give her a flashlight. There we go. Now we're on for a mystery. Like, what's that noise? Oh no, it's the other franchise she's tangled up in. It's Godzilla! Run, everybody, run! Oh my, the damage! The damage! I thought the Turtles would respond a little bit better though. So they're together, the 4 Stranger Things characters from Playmates toys. Probably wondering why there's turtles everywhere. That's quite abnormal. They look good together, they're a good group. I believe there have been more realistic figures out there, but these feature more for the play side. Smooth articulation, good features. They're a good group of fun. Here's hoping we can see a few more characters from Playmates toys. And as for the Turtles grouped together, the Eastman and Laird Turtles, old school. Maybe a little difficult to identify who's who, but they're a pretty cool bunch to see together themed in this way. Might just have to leave them in black and white, maybe a little more sketchy. Think that works a little bit better. So that was a fun group, interesting pairing overall. And that's the great crossover of Stranger Things, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Playmates Toys. What do you think? If you liked today's video, please give us a squawk, a squirrelive, a squammet, your favorite Stranger Things character you'd love to see continue on with Playmates Toys. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.